Welcome to another edition of Insights from the Akashic Portal. What's happening this week? We're looking at February 24th, February 24th through the 1st of March 2020. I'm Jen Dishin of jendishin.com, and I have already prepared the cards, the Illuminating Journey Cards that I created with the help of the Akashic Records. These are unique soul portals that help us take the journey into the records in a different way so we can receive information that may not have been available to us before. So let's see what the cards have to say. We do know that today, the 23rd, we had a new moon. So a powerful new moon, new beginnings, and lots of things that are falling away, right? We are moving into our new seeds of the paradigm. The end of the week, we're actually moving into another month, and we have a leap year. So we have the 29th of February on Saturday, and then the 1st is March, so we actually go into a new month. It's very exciting. A lot's happening, a lot of movement, a lot of shaking up. And let's see what the cards have to say. First card, interesting, says 4. The number 4. So for those of you who don't know, this deck has numbers, tools, and soul portals. So number 4 was fascinating. Number 1, the new moon that I just talked about, actually was at 4 degrees. Both the sun and the moon are 4 degrees, and we are in a 4-year. So that's pretty spectacular, right? Having that energy, all those 4s. And 4s have a lot to do with grounding, as you can see the line going down, this energy of needing to ground in our truth. I'm noticing, and that's what I'm hearing here from the records, is we're in this phase, right, where we are trying to figure out what is true. And the 4 speaks a lot to truth in the sense of needing boundaries, needing foundation, needing a system that we can build on. So we're creating something new. We're allowing ourselves to be inspired by new ideas. And that means we need to have deeper discussions. We need to go deeper, be more honest. The 4 is also about honesty, be more in integrity. So the integrity comes from within us. So when we're maybe blaming others, expecting them to take responsibility for what we've done, I know that's very popular. I certainly have done it and probably continue to do it when I'm not aware. Is that putting, if only somebody didn't do X, then I would be fine, the world would be fine. But this is a reminder that we're all in the world together, that nothing is created alone. And so every action we take, every thought we have, every effort, like every kind of nail we knock in through our actions, through our beliefs, through our who we hang out with, what we're focused on, what we're building, is impacts us. And so this 4 is a reminder we need to build what inspires us. And if we're going to build what inspires us, we kind of need to let out some of that energy. Like, I notice what's happening now. There's a lot of people that have a lot of opinions that are kind of half-baked. None of us really know what the truth is. So how do we get to the truth? We have to be able to have difficult conversations. And that's where honesty comes in. You have a different opinion to me. I have a different opinion to someone over there. Just because we have different opinions doesn't mean we can't build things together. So what are the basic truths about what we're creating? What's the foundational truths of this new system? And how can we learn to trust one another so we can actually build with greater integrity? This really speaks to the year we're in, the time we're in. The whole Capricorn energy thing is about being very disciplined, very dedicated to this idea of what we're building, what it is that we want to bring about. Like, and if we abdicate from our responsibility, then we're going to allow things to be built that are going to be shaky or rocky or that we don't like. So we really have to get involved. We're going to get our hands dirty. So this is a hard work thing. And hard work isn't just about labor. Hard work is about kind of changing our minds so that we can help ourselves be more impactful and effective. Like if we want to believe that hopeful things are possible, then we actually have to live and do things to support that, right? So if we say negative things, but we're keeping hoping good things will happen, it's kind of like, how's that going to work, right? We have to support what we believe in through our actions, through the things, the words we use. So this is a time of dedication, of really looking, taking a really hard look at what is true for you and where you draw the line and what you need to do. The time of kind of going, let somebody else take care of it is gone. We all have to get involved in uh, not just our own lives, but in the things that impact us, making those decisions, whether it's voting, speaking out, having those difficult conversations, saying no to things that don't work for us. We need to stand up for ourselves, right? We're very much for energy. So the card number 2, the 0 cards, soul portals. That's interesting that this card now shows up to go from the 4, right, which is very much about bringing those ideas into reality, manifesting those ideas, making them real, making them believable. Makes me think about the things that we have dreamers in the world. And these dreamers make dreams come true because they are believing in the dream so much that they won't be deterred. And so it's our time to kind of dream our dream alive, which means we have to be focused, dedicated, responsible, and willing, right? And then we have the 0. And the 0 soul portal is really, to me, this is a card of wonderment, but it's a place to be at the beginning, like pre-beginning. Like we don't really know what we don't know. Things are not formulated. I like how the figure is kind of sitting back and very open to what is possible, to the creation of what she's been shown, to the idea of being connected to the spiral, that there's all kinds of things around here in the world around us uh, that is happening that we may have dismissed or not seen. So this card is talking to me about the idea of how can we gaze at the stars and not just think that's unreachable or a dream, but really connect in a way that we're communicating and going, this is what's true for me. It feels like a very heart opening time, that as we gaze at the stars, as we gaze in wonderment at what is possible in the world and all the things that we have missed, right, dismissed or ignored, like we didn't see that. Like what's behind all the like the mirrors? What's behind the curtains? Like now we're seeing things that have been hidden. And so, what are we going to do with what we see? Are we going to dismiss it and say that's not possible, it's for somebody else, it's out of my reach? Or are we going to connect to that, open our hearts to the potential of what is possible, and allow ourselves to not just hear the possibility, but to begin to take action towards that possibility so we can actually go from the place of 0, of everything and nothing, to actually beginning to bring things into the world, materializing new things. So it's a very exciting time, and it's so interesting. Here we have the 0 that's coming up. So this is the 0 soul portal, and here we have the 0. So I find it very interesting when the numbers repeated in this way. It's like a double reminder that what is needed right now is this, the breath of possibility, the breath of potential. We have to believe and we have to take action based on that belief. So what I hear is that this idea that we've had all this programming and training about what's possible. And we've lived in that world, and we've done our best to kind of be in that world and try to fit in so that we could get our slice of the pie or do whatever we needed to do. And many of us have failed at being able to climb that ladder because we're all different. And this zero is that reminder that when you're in a world of everything and nothing, when you breathe into what is true, when you hold yourself in the stillness and wonder of what is possible, you allow new things to come in and you allow old things to go away. You allow the mix of this energy to inform you in new ways. So in fact, this is a moment where we're at that point of endings, where everything is in the pool of endings. So it's endings, it's beginnings, it's nothing is written in stone. All is possible in the pool of potential. And we're breathing into it and we're expanding into it and we're seeing it and we're choosing. Because in order to go to the next number, which is 1, we must choose. We must make a choice. We must decide what is our truth. What is the thing we're willing to put our passion behind, our energy into? What are we going to give in order to have something different? If we're going to stand back as an observer, then what are we going to do? We're just going to be what's the word? A commentator, right? So being a commentator, that's so great. But the truth is, when you're a commentator, you're not involved. You're not getting your hands dirty. You're not doing the things that are needed in order to move this vehicle along. And what's coming to mind, I mean, just in the political arena, certainly in the United States, and actually everywhere in the world, there are all of these things happening where people have different opinions, and they're putting that energy into fighting for their opinion. And that's wonderful. However, what's the bigger picture? What are they actually building? Are they building a place where it's mine, not ours? Or are they building a place where many things can stand on a platform that is stable? Right? What is the stability of the platform you're building and creating and breathing into and bringing in this energy, this new, unknown love and light and breath into, that has the potential of anything because it's not yet named and shaped, into this idea of building, right? Building a structure, changing the world. What are we bringing in? What is our truth? What is the underlying truth, the framework that will help us put many things on without the framework collapsing? Right? Because the old way is collapsing. That framework is rotted and it's not working. So how do we come together to actually build a structure that works for all of us? This feels very important. Like we cannot afford to kind of dismiss what is there, that everything is part of the whole. And when we kind of go, well, that doesn't belong here, that doesn't belong here, therefore I'm just going to wipe it out. And that may be true for us personally, but will the framework hold the idea that all opinions are valid, all truths are true? And how do we navigate as companions on the journey as opposed to enemies? How do we kind of pull the pin on the idea of being in enmity with others so that, so everything becomes a struggle? So how do we change from struggling to really being devoted disciplinarian about what is true not just for us, but we're bringing, but for the greater good of all? I'll just show you the cards again. It feels like a really potent time to pay attention to the energy that is coming in, to the truths that are flowing into our beings, into our midst, because we're getting to choose how we're going to mix all of this stuff together to begin again, to create through discipline and structure a new world order. I'd love to hear what you think about this week. Please leave me a comment, like and subscribe, because I'm trying to get more people to watch my videos. So yeah, that encourages me to put the message out there. So if this is something of value to you, I would love you to subscribe, like, comment, and that would show me that there's value. So you pull the string, I pull the string. Anyway, I'm delighted you're here, and leave me a comment, ask a question. And if you are interested in learning more about the Illuminating Journey Cards, or you want to buy your own deck, they are available at jimdushen.com. I am an Akashic reader and teacher, so I have all of that on my website as well. And I'll put the links below. In the meantime, have an amazing week.